Hello everyone. Namaste. Kya haal hai sabhi ke? You're watching PS Lights Out. This is Shubham, and with me it's Pruthvi. And man, what a weekend! After Silverstone, we are talking, and we're going to review basically the Hungarian Grand Prix. This was a bit weird one. What do you think, Prithvi?
Yeah, probably one of the most weird and most dramatic radios, I would say. More than the race, it was the radio, which was really interesting.
Right.
Like, it was a podcast of its own. Like, nice. But amazing, amazing. We are getting blockbuster after blockbuster every race weekend, which is amazing.
And we have finally a one more fresh winner this season.
Yes, indeed.
So Mr.
Seven
Oscar
different
Piastri
winners.
winning after like so much of struggle, and finally he's one of the most deserving one according to me because he's been consistent performing every single race.
Yeah,
So
this
finally,
was amazing.
long time coming for him.
This was what I predicted last time, right? And Priya's winning,
Right,
which is
exactly.
amazing. uh, I mean, this tells you a lot about all the drivers as well. Like, we are having such a competitive grid and like such amazing drivers. Seven different winners means all of them on the grid. Like, except I would say I won't say a single name, but most of them are like very very competent driver. They all deserve to win this. So that's amazing.
Right. We're
F1
just
is at
missing
its
one
finest.
victory, right? As of
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Who's that one?
I would want to see Alonso, but that's a
Oh
difficult
man, I was talking
one.
about Paris.
Oh yes,
Because he
yes.
has one of the deserving
I,
cars.
I I
So
even
fast one.
forget
So
about him. Like when it comes to race wins, and it's like
yeah, after
and
2023 season, like this is a big drop for Paris. Definitely
yes, yes,
was
so much.
disappointing one. And again, this guy is out of
Yeah,
the
Q1.
race and out of the quali in
Yeah,
Q3
yeah,
basically.
Q2. Yeah, it's
Q3, not
confusing.
even Q2, again in Q3. You
Yeah,
didn't even qualify for Q2. So, like, just the top five who were being removed, he was one of them. So,
yes, yes, yes.
man, crazy. Anyways, not getting
Absolutely.
distracted from the point. We'll talk
Yeah,
about McLaren first of all.
it's such a drama. It was such a drama. Yeah. So, so much has been already said about who was right, who was wrong. Like, that's very complicated. But let us still break it down. Let's break it down from different perspectives. So, first of all,
Okay,
let's
yeah,
let's look at Piastri's perspective because he was the race winner. Let's talk about
right.
why he deserved to win. Like, give me your opinions about Piastri in this race.
Uh, I feel अंडरकट अगर नहीं हुआ होता तो लाइक वैसे भी वो जीत ही रहा था एंड इट वाज बैड डिसीजन फ्रॉम मैक्लरेन एट फर्स्ट ये
Yeah.
उसको पिट करवा देना चाहिए था एंड बेसिकली he was supposed to win anyhow but Norris got better timings and undercut situation so that's why he got in front and then they decided to switch the positions afterwards. That's what I feel. So what do you
Yeah,
think?
he had the race start, amazing race start where he was ahead,
Right.
and yeah, like you said, without the undercut, it would not have been possible. I mean, I think it would have been possible for Norris to win later on in the stage because he had better race
Right.
pace, but again, it's all uh, by the McLaren team. That's the one thing.
You're
Yeah,
keeping me like busy with
very,
editing for sure.
yeah, but I don't have any better words for this. Like they are, and we discussed about this in the last podcast as well, right? Because I talked about McLaren not being, like uh, a team who has been winning, so they are not used to this, and they need to get their, beep together and start working. Like I say,
Yes.
I mean, like they have the best drivers, they have the fastest car on the grid. yet like strategy,
Yeah,
this is not us. That's the one thing. Like they won 1-2, and they had 1-2, and still we are here
exactly.
criticizing them.
Still
But
disappointed.
yeah, still
Yes.
disappointing. But this was really awkward for them as well as for the drivers, and we guys had second embarrassment just watching the race. So it was that.
मेरे ख्याल से ये लोगों ने ना फरारी के स्ट्रेटजिस्ट को हायर कर लिया है।
Yeah, it's really.
बट इफ इट वाज जस्ट वन रेस, हम कोइंसिडेंस बोल सकते हैं या फॉल्ट बोल सकते हैं, राइट? अभी बहुत ज्यादा हो गया है, लाइक इट्स बीन
Yeah,
लाइक few races now they have a
yeah,
competitive car and Christian Horner is behind them like crazy right now क्योंकि अभी like last week the hot topic was कि उनकी कार के अंदर ब्रेक्स के अंदर उन्होंने होल्स किए हैं जिसकी वजह से उनको एयर मिल रही है, डिस्क कूल जल्दी हो रहे हैं जिसकी वजह से उनको बेटर टायर टेम्परेचर्स मिल रहे हैं। तो पूरे लास्ट वीक का हॉट टॉपिक यही रहा है एंड क्रिश्चियन
yeah,
हॉर्नर लगा हुआ है कि वो कुछ गड़बड़ कर रहे हैं एंड देन स्टिक टेप ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट, लाइक ब्लैक टेप
yeah,
लगा के आए थे वो लोग एंड दैट वाज अलाउड फॉर द टाइम बीइंग एज वेल एंड yeah,
yeah,
like even though it was there, like still they proved it कि हाँ, like we are faster, we have the faster car on the grid and
yeah.
man, like it was very scary for Verstappen, like वो नहीं chase कर पा रहा था किसी भी हाल में
Yep, yep, yep.
and we can see him crying
Yeah, we'll get to
the
Stefan later
cranky
on.
you would
I
say.
I have many thoughts on him as well, but let's stick to
Yeah,
McLaren right now. Next team
yeah,
would be Red Bull, but yeah. So हमने discuss किया कि why
from the
from
Oscar's
perspectives
perspective, yeah,
of and from the team, because this was a team's fault. One thing that we haven't discussed is Norris's perspective.
Norris
So
perspective, yeah,
for Norris, what I feel is like obviously उस बंदे का कोई fault नहीं था इसमें, that is very clear. Only fault was like
right,
when he was asked to pass, like he had to choose,
yeah, give up
and
the
it got
position, yeah,
complicated because when he was asked to give the place back, what happened was he like started going faster and faster, like he
yeah.
started increasing the gap and everything.
I mean
But
he has
what
the pace, so why not? Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. One thing that was clear in the first radio was like, and he himself said that let him come by. If Piastri is near me, then I'll let him pass. But Piastri
right.
was not able to go there, and there was this mistake in lap 33, like a lock up by Piastri, right? So
Yes, yes, yes,
these
yes.
are,
Yeah, where he went right. Yeah,
yeah. So these are the things that, I mean, it's really bad for McLaren, but whatever. Like, if Norris did not let him pass, then we guys would be discussing something really else, and we guys, be criticizing Norris that he did
थोड़ा
not.
awkward हो गया, but
Both awkward.
eventually McLaren got one and
Yeah,
two, and it
yeah,
was needed for them. It was like a big jump in
yeah,
points,
yeah,
and like in constructor they are second. Like they surpassed Ferrari
yeah.
just in
That's
one race, so
amazing.
it's a huge jump for them, right?
Yeah.
काफी
And one
काफी
like between him and like Norris again, like he needed this win more because he's second in the drivers championship, and
yeah,
this is like a 7 points difference between like first and second. But again,
yeah.
like this was needed
Norris
for
was not
them.
happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was needed for them, and it was also needed for us as fans. We needed someone other
right.
than Red Bull dominating, so this is good.
True.
Yeah,
After the race, I see Norris just going into before they lift up the trophies. So there's this small room, and like I see Norris going in, and Lewis was already there. So Norris comes in like very angry, very furious, and he throws away the Pirelli caps that they
yeah,
wear, like when they lift up the cup. So he throws away on the ground, and Hamilton has been in the same situation before, like years ago, and like almost every other racer, when they are furious, they do stupid things like that, right? And they are always like pumped up so much, ke race khatam hui hai, and like they deserved the win and they didn't, right? तो
Yeah.
यहाँ पे हैमिल्टन प्यार से बोल रहा है, मैन यू गाइस वर फास्ट, एंड दिस गाइस इज लाइक, हाँ तुम्हारे पास 7 साल से अच्छी गाड़ी थी, तुम भी तो अच्छा चला रहे थे.
Like, bhai, ruk ja, I'm complimenting
But
you.
I'm
I'm
complimenting
not
you, bro.
complaining, yaar.
गजब है ब्रो. लाइक
नहीं नहीं.
ठीक है, उसके बाद में लाइक आफ्टर द रेस द होल सिचुएशन वाज ओके, लाइक ही वाज वेरी काम, ही वाज वेरी कंपोज्ड.
Yeah,
थोड़ा उसको
yeah,
ब्रीदर मिला, बीच में गैप मिल गया, और प्रीटी गुड आफ्टर दैट. स्मूथ.
yeah. He accepted, I guess. But
Yeah. And
obviously,
it's just one week, right? दो races के बीच में next week we have Belgium coming in, so I think it's good that he's calm now, so
yeah, yeah.
it's needed for the next race.
Yeah, and about this race, like I felt, I think when the tire drag is high and when there are two pit stops, that's when we get
Yeah.
the most amazing races, right? So I feel like it should
True.
be mandatory to have
True.
like two pit stops. It was amazing.
Right.
And for our viewers, like I would like to talk a bit about undercut, because I think a lot of them
Yes.
has
Yes.
heard a lot about it during the commentaries, and right now as well we must have talked about undercut. So like I'll just give you a brief idea to the new fans who don't know what undercut is. क्यों आखिर क्यों नॉरिस को पियास्ट्री, like he had to give up his place, क्यों ऐसा हुआ? So basically, undercut is when a car is being overtaken off the track and in the pits and not on the track. So ऐसा क्यों होता है? So basically, when there is high drag going on, so if a car is in front of you, let's say 3 or 4 seconds, which was the case here, you can go in the pits early and get fresher tires. So what happens is you can, like, then in the next 2 laps you can catch up the guy and you'll be almost ahead of him. When he gets in and out of the pit, you would be already ahead of him. So that is basically an undercut where so यहाँ पे वही हुआ कि they should have pitted Piastri first, but they went for Norris to save the place from Hamilton, which was stupid because there was already a 5 second gap. But so it was a team's call. That's why they had to ask Norris to give the place back.
Give the positions back. Yeah. And like in undercut, the difference is not that huge. Like it's 3-4 seconds, to be honest. Like if it's like a one lap or 2 laps gap, so 3 to 4 seconds का gap हो जाता है, and you can recover that with a fresher set of tires.
Yeah.
But eventually, Piastri was not able to cope up with Norris at the end,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's where Norris was angry. Okay, like उसके पास pace नहीं है, even though he
Yes.
has a fresh tire now, still.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Like
what
there
happened?
was team radio as well, right? That Norris, you have proved your point. Now please give the place back.
Please,
Every lap it was
can
like
you
5 laps to
please
go, four
pass?
laps to go. Yeah,
Yeah, and like he doesn't have to prove more because हर एक quali में like he's just been better than Oscar. Like maybe I think 1 or 2 races I've seen Oscar above him, but rest of the time it's always Norris. There is no doubt in that. So
Oscar
same car. Yeah,
got the win pretty early in his career, so I think it would be a good
that's true.
confidence boost for him later on. It would be interesting to
That's
see his
true.
career ahead of us. So that's
Right.
nice.
Yeah. I wanted him to win for so long, and yeah, this is
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
That brings us to a cranky baby,
Yep.
Mr.
Yep. Yep.
Verstappen.
Never seen him so frustrated. Like even the interviewer asked like whether it was one of the most frustrating races for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts
I
about him?
saw today I saw the angle of Albon, which who was on a blue flag, so he was just on the straight, just before both of them. So he was told on the radio that okay, Hamilton and Verstappen, it's a blue flag, just give them the side. So I see him go on the side, and I feel it's Verstappen's fault because he did lock up, and he cannot turn when it's a lock up. तो पूरी की पूरी टायर पूरा फ्रीज हो जाता है, ऐसा बोल सकते हैं, तो उसमें कुछ कर भी नहीं सकता, तो उसमें हैमिल्टन की गलती नहीं है, एंड देयर वाज नो स्पेस. अभी लाइक यहाँ पे शुरू हो जाएंगे कुछ लोग कि हाँ ठीक है इसकी गलती है उसकी गलती है, बट
Yeah,
अकॉर्डिंग टू मी दैट्स माय ओपिनियन. सो I
yeah,
feel it's definitely Verstappen's fault. Hamilton was quite mature about this whole situation, but again,
yeah,
Verstappen is being Verstappen. And the best thing that I liked about Verstappen after that, कि वो बंदा, even though he was out of the grid, like he didn't end up in the wall, and he continued the
yeah,
race and
yeah.
still just lost
Awesome,
one position. So
awesome.
that's just like amazing. कि like उसने एक तो कहीं पे वॉल पे हिट नहीं होने दिया, एंड इवन दो इट वाज आउट ऑफ द ट्रैक्स, ही केम इन एंड ही कंटिन्यूड द रेस. सो that's pretty
Um,
amazing.
I am a Max Verstappen fan, kind of, and like I
Okay.
love seeing him this way rather than even though I'm a fan, I would much
Yeah.
rather prefer him like catching up. You know, like last time also,
Yes, yes,
even
yes,
like
yes.
strategy was not. I mean, the strategy was good in Silverstone, but this time the strategy was not good. But last time the car
Right.
was not fast. Even this time the car was
Yeah,
not fast. But वो बंदा
yeah.
उसको कुछ भी करो, he's like just a robot. Like he'll do whatever he needs
Whatever,
to
yeah.
do.
He's
Yeah, so
inhuman. AI,
amazing
yeah,
driver.
as usual.
And he would have never done what Norris did. You know, he just wants to
Right.
win. He just wants to win no matter what. Like,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
he's very raw about it in the team radio as well. Like with like we saw in this race, right? He was very open
Yes,
about his
definitely true.
frustration. The brake is really bad. He would like he's told about that. So
Yeah,
so you
as
think,
soon as the car gets slower, the
mm,
complaint starts, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's
That's
okay. Like Abhijab, like he's winning and he's like 20 seconds ahead of the second car. He's like, हाँ ठीक है, अच्छा है सब, all good, like no complaints. I thank the strategy. I'm very thankful to the strategy, the plan, the guy who's making the strategy. And then suddenly, like the same strategy worked out for them in the last race,
yeah,
and he was happy about it, and he was actually being
yeah,
thankful to everyone. But this time, he's like, कि तुम्हारी strategy की वजह से मेरी रेस गई है. So he's
right.
blaming on the team now. So it makes no sense. ऐसा ये like ऐसा दोगला क्यों है तू भाई?
No, no, he's just frustrated. That's all. Like he is not
Yeah,
used to
I
this.
feel,
Matlab,
yeah, being,
last,
yeah, he
last,
has that competitive spirit, I would say.
exactly. Like just look at last year's, stats. Like it's what's happened. Signs what's happened. And yeah, we
Yes,
had. I again forgot
big
Paris, but
difference, bro.
I again
Yeah,
forgot Paris. Paris won some races last year as well in the beginning.
yeah, yeah.
But
At
yeah,
the start, yeah. This
since we are
year,
talking about Red Bull, we have seven different winners, like four from four different teams, and like the only guy
yeah,
that's missing is Perez for sure. So
missing is Perez. Yeah, he has a
yeah,
fast car. Like this
and
race was good for him, but
yeah,
again,
exactly.
like
It was really
P7
good,
is not something that they are looking for, to be honest.
in my
And he,
opinion.
oh, this brings me to a good point that before this weekend, Perez is given a sort of ultimatum that if he doesn't perform in the next two races, he might not have the seat for the next year, which he has given already, but he might not have. And they are checking up on Liam Lawson already.
Right?
Yuki is disappointed, very disappointed in all of
Yeah,
this, but Liam
that's
Lawson could be the next Red Bull driver for 2025 season. So let's see.
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. In my opinion, this was a really good race from Paris' perspective, from where he started, right? But the main
Right.
issue is like he should be starting in the front. He can't he's really
Exactly.
good at overtaking when starting from the back, but that's not how it works.
Right.
Like right now, all the teams are catching up, and they need to look at the constructors championship as well,
Yeah.
because by the end
True.
of the year we'll have a very close battle up there. That's really interesting for us guys, but
Hmm.
yeah, Paris needs to perform.
Yes, definitely. I
No,
don't want to complain more about Perez. We did too much
yeah,
in the
last
last
video it
podcast.
was all about
And
him.
yeah, the whole week was about Perez a lot, that he might lose his seat.
Yeah,
And yeah, I was just checking up the news again and again कि क्या चल रहा है.
yeah,
And I was watching the qualifying, and suddenly like everything is working fine, and suddenly I see Red Bull is in the barriers, and I'm like, bro, it's not
Yeah.
Paris, and it was Paris. And I'm like, bro, again, how can you do that? Like back to back कितनी बार ऐसा
Compare it
एक
with
दो रेस
like,
में हो तो ठीक है यार बैक टू बैक हो रहा है like I think 4 or 5 times I guess maybe more I don't know but
yeah,
Q3 में बाहर आ जाना वो तो बहुत ही ज्यादा ऐसा it's very disappointing and like I don't know how but Russell was in that it was also the temperature thing the tire temperature and
yeah.
the dry road the
Fuel,
dry track
fuel.
and the wet
There
track
was a
and
fuel
the fuel as well
issue
yes
with
yes
Russell.
that was there too
Yeah,
yeah
that.
because he went out and it was a bit slippery track and when the other racers come out it was a
Yeah,
bit dry
yeah, yeah.
so significant difference for him
Yeah. That's a
that's
nice segue
that's a
to
good
Mercedes.
good switch yeah I was about
Yeah.
to say that yeah
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, same as Paris, Russell did a great job starting from the back and going there. And but unlike
right
Paris, the qualifying was not his fault. It was the team's fault. They did not have enough
yeah
fuel, and the track evolution was really good. So everybody
right
caught up, but Russell could not. But then
yeah and Russell
Lewis,
did an amazing job like from P17 to P8 it's not bad and at the end he was fighting really nice with the Paris as well but obviously he couldn't catch up because Red Bull is a bit faster than Mercedes
yeah,
but good fight for him like even like not damaging the car and like getting what maybe 9 positions up so amazing job
yeah, great job by him. Then comes our Lewis Hamilton, 200 podiums.
yes
Like, what a
200 podiums what a milestone bro what a
milestone.
milestone like
Guy.
his name is in like legends
Yeah,
already
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
legend.
think अब उसकी मूवी आना बाकी है बहुत जल्दी
Yeah, he's a goat, proper goat, man. Like,
yes
amazing. Sir Lewis Hamilton, no
Sir
matter
Lewis
why he was knighted, like, he deserves all of this, man. Amazing, amazing. Like, the
yes
fight,
back to back podiums as well
even though Verstappen was much faster, but the fight was amazing. Like undercut worked twice for him in the race, so
right
even Mercedes' strategy was pretty on point. Again, like they are like world champions, 7 times world champions, Mercedes. So
yes they
they
don't mess
are,
up with that
yeah, yeah, yeah. That is something McLaren and Ferrari needs to learn. But
right
amazing, amazing.
that's also with this news of Paris being given an sort of ultimatum. There are again rumors that Carlos Sainz is again talking to Toto and like the he's been seeing with Mercedes, so
Uh,
could be in the picture.
yeah,
And yeah, Kimi is there, another
yeah,
F1, F2 amazing driver, very young talent. He's doing amazing. So he's also in the list. So
yeah.
ये दो options अभी है.
And he won, Kimi won the Hungarian Grand Prix, I mean, in the
Yes.
F2
Also,
race.
one more shocking news that I heard today was Russell
Yeah.
could be moving to Audi in
Ah,
2026. They are trying to
interesting.
poach him there, so
Interesting.
that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes.
Let's see.
Rumors for
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
but
yeah. I
yeah, I
mean,
think it's two
right
years
now
away
Russell
from
is pretty
still.
locked up. Like Russell won't be moving anytime soon, and because he might become the number one driver. Like he is currently the number one
Yeah, I'm
driver.
hoping for
So
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He'll be
Yeah.
sticking with Mercedes for as long as he can.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice. Cool.
That brings us to,
What about Ferrari? What do you think what's going on with them? This weekend was this weekend
yeah,
was okay-ish for them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Not good, but okay-ish.
underrated. I feel like they were good. They were
Yeah.
pretty much like they did what best they could with the positions that they had and the pace that they had. They did pretty good.
Right.
Like they got some good points. Obviously, McLaren overtook them in the constructors championship, but I feel
Right.
like yeah, I mean they brought some upgrades this weekend which seem to work the bouncing issue that they had. So it has
Right.
worked out fine. So hopefully they keep bringing these upgrades and work on the strategy. They
New,
might
yeah.
be
Right.
again competing for the top, and they need to do this
Hmm.
for themselves, for the fans, and for Lewis basically, because they are bringing
Hmm.
Lewis next
True.
year, so they need to show him.
They need to prove it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's there. What about science? The science I feel was just missing out the whole race.
yeah,
I don't know, like वो even last race में भी ऐसी था, साइंस पूरी रेस में कहीं दिखा नहीं, बस चुपचाप उसने अपने पॉइंट स्कोर किया और निकल लिया.
yeah, yeah. I mean, by the summer break, I think we should be hearing some news from him. And even for himself, he needs to, have a proper
Make up a
seat.
decision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it is
Yeah,
confusing. He is doing his best right now. What he's doing is he's not thinking much about the next year and just trying to perform at his best in the car. So
yeah,
that is pretty good. But again, like they need some stability, and options are pretty limited for him. So it's like
true.
he don't have to choose the best option, he has to choose the least worst option when it comes
Right.
to Williams versus Audi and so on. So let's see, like Mercedes would
True.
be the ideal choice. Let's hope that happens, because I feel like
I hope so. Yeah.
Mercedes should like put Kimi into Williams' seat, maybe, because that's
Maybe.
how
Yeah.
he'll get
That's a good
an
suggestion. Yeah.
F1 experience as well, some, and then
Right.
maybe let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Who else is being just promoted from F2 to F1 and just given like a top team car
O-
already?
Oliver
It's very
Baumann.
rare, right? That was just for one
Um,
race, no? And something
no, I
similar
mean,
happened last year.
yeah,
Um,
I mean,
oh
Oli is
fish, I
booked
forgot
for
the name.
next year with the Haas team, right? Oliver
Yeah,
Berman has been confirmed, so he's moving from F2
yeah.
to
So
and I
yeah, but
think
like I'm
most
saying, like from
drivers,
F2 to F1 car, as a permanent role, and
yeah,
like it's a big switch, right? And like not going to a secondary team, just to the primary main team. So like
yeah,
imagine a Red Bull F2 driver coming directly to F1 and just joining Max Verstappen alongside. So
yeah.
I don't think so that's going to happen. They might put him next to Yuki. So that's what I feel for Liam Lawson. That would be an ideal position, and they can hire Carlos Sainz if they want, because he was with Red Bull.
Let's see.
So I
It's
hope that happens. That would be fun. Instead of Sainz going to Mercedes, I would rather have him with Red Bull,
yeah,
and it's going to be a good fight between Max and Verstappen. Oh,
yeah.
sorry, Sainz and Verstappen. That's going to be a good fight.
That would be very feisty for sure. But right now, definitely they need to replace Paris, even though it is confirmed for the next year. I
Yeah,
I
it
can't see.
everything depends on him.
Yes,
Just
yes,
make a decision, bro.
yep.
कितना सोचेगा? I think after Belgium, he might think of proper team.
Right, right. Let's see how it
Cool.
goes. So even Aston Martin, like even for them, the strategy was like an issue. What happened was at the
Yes.
end, there was a team radio that led to Alonso that Stroll ko jane do, because he'll be able to fight Yuki. If he does not,
Right.
then we'll switch back and
Then
give you.
Alonso. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
but that did not
Put it.
happen. They did not give the
It did
place
not happen
back.
at all.
So another, like, so many
It's he
stories
Stroll.
throughout the
Yeah, I feel like ठीक है, there's not huge difference between them. It's like a 5 second gap anyhow. And Alonso and Stroll. Alonso this year, he's not um been like at his best. He's complaining a lot. Other
yeah,
side, Stroll is outperforming Alonso.
yeah,
So that's something I would have never imagined. So
same.
है, लेट्स सी कहाँ लेके जाते हैं दोनों टीम को. बट काफी अच्छे अपग्रेड्स, काफी बिग मेजर इम्प्रूवमेंट, क्योंकि इस बार हाथ से कोई रेस नहीं है, मतलब कोई भी ऐसा ड्राइवर नहीं है.
Yeah.
So that's a big shock.
Yeah, it's definitely a
You
shocker.
were hoping, right, कि इस बार
Yeah.
भी maybe
Yes, yes.
Nico Hülkenberg.
Yeah. I was rooting for those two as well. Magnussen also is pretty good in
Yes,
qualifying
best
sometimes.
in the quali.
Yeah. But again, like talking about teams not doing the right strategy and like
Yes,
two drivers between the two drivers. So same thing happened with VCarb. What happened was like
hmm.
so they favored the strategy towards Yuki and not to Ricardo because Ricardo was lapped on
Ricard,
lap
yeah,
9. And like with him, so many cars came in. Even Albon was complaining like at the later stage that you can't change your mind. But it is so clear. Like I am not a race strategist. I am not like even an F1 expert. But I could see that
yeah,
this race is high deck and there are so many laps, like 70 laps. Then why would you pit
yeah.
on lap number 9? Like so many cars pitted on lap number 9. Undercut does not work like that. And all of them suffered. Like मुझे पता था when Ricardo was called in, I knew कि ये बंदा points में नहीं पहुंच पाएगा क्योंकि
नहीं पा पाएगा, हाँ.
हाँ डैगी इतना ज्यादा है. So Yuki was kept out and Ricardo, even though he qualified ahead of Yuki, he could not
Yes,
get any points, and Yuki did score
yeah,
the
he
points.
qualified what, P9, I think. So
Yeah,
pretty good, and I think Yuki was P10. They were both in top 10,
yeah.
but again, yeah, strategy mess up.
Strategy mess up very much.
And if you look at it, like mostly her team ne kiya, and the only team who didn't mess it up was Mercedes and Ferrari this time somehow.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I like I said earlier in this podcast, ki I think two pit stop makes for such an amazing, interesting races. Like
Yes,
that
it's
should be
the
like mandatory. Either it should be like some rain or it should be two pit stops. That like shuffles up
yeah,
the grid very nicely.
yeah. If there was no regulations about pit stops, then I think
Yeah,
Perez would be winning every single race.
yeah.
This guy can just keep
No,
on dragging the same tires for the whole lap,
yeah, but
whole race, not lap,
I
but
think it would end up in a wall.
no, he has done that before,
Yeah,
bro. Like
yeah. He
last
was
year, he
so
did
nice in Racing
on
Point while
hard.
he was in Racing Point as well. Like he was
Yeah,
amazing. And Perez has been an amazing driver. I was rooting for him throughout last season. Even like when he was not performing, I was feeling for that guy. वो बंदा इतनी races जीत गया है starting में, and he was a legitimate contender for the constructor
yeah,
like drivers championship. तो
or yeah, at the
psychologically
very start, yeah,
psychologically ये affect करने ही वाला, and that's why he was making mistakes. I completely agreed, and I was still, no matter what people said, I was like नहीं ये बंदा ठीक है, he's a race winner and he'll bounce back. But abhi now in this, I don't think like this is it. Like,
yes,
I'm still a fan, but I feel like it's good. I'm also an F1 fan, so I think it's not right for F1 to keep,
yeah. That's there. Like, imagine how amazing that would be in next Belgium race, and Paris is winning the Grand Prix.
Yeah, it
And
would
yeah,
be
that's
great. It
going to
would
be
be
a
great.
big shock for you कि like इतनी bitching कर लिया अब अचानक से
Yes,
ऊपर
yes.
अब
Yeah,
तारीफ
yeah.
करनी पड़ेगी इसकी.
Yeah. You can keep this as your prediction. Like, we'll definitely bring this back on the next video if it happens. And
Yeah,
deep down,
that would
I'll
be
be,
amazing. Even last race, you predicted Oscar on the win, and it happened.
yeah,
The only thing that didn't happen was Max being second on the podium.
yeah. It's
But other
good.
than that, it worked out. Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
cool. What
So,
else? We have
Williams
RB
has,
Honda.
yeah,
After
we
that,
talked about the Honda V Carb.
yes, like
Yes.
Sonoda again being very angry at the end. Ricardo being not performing and just leaving at the end कि हाँ भाई हो गया मेरा तो.
Yeah. Again, like he
I
was.
seriously want him to be there, like up there, कि like third आ जाए. एक बार तो podium पे दिख जाए यार इस साल. That would be
So
fun.
everybody is a
Maybe next race,
Ricardo
you never
fan.
know. You never know.
Your predictions are pretty wild. Like Perez, Ricardo, and who would be third?
This is what. Yeah, there was another podcast. They have these wild predictions. They have accurate predictions, that legitimate predictions, and then they have these wild predictions that if these guys win, that would be amazing. So
Yeah.
this is my wild prediction. So
Again,
Ricardo up there, Paris up
we
there.
we never know. It's Spa, so like a lot of things can happen in Spa.
Spa is my favorite. I just love the track. It has
Yeah,
uphill, downhill, curve, straight.
beautiful.
Everything is here, and like
And
if
and
you and every year, like I see these images and videos of Spa being
yeah,
underwater. The whole
yeah,
track is underwater.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I mean like Belgium ho and like बारिश ना हो ऐसा बहुत रेयर हुआ है.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm just always hoping कि थोड़ी सी बारिश हो जाए तो it's going to be
No,
very interesting.
it will
Hopefully
be
this
raining.
weekend as well. So
Yes,
let's see.
yes. It
And
would be fun.
whenever it rains, strategy mess up happens, and people who come in get gets advantage. People who are left behind, who takes the risk. You don't know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen. पूरी
yeah.
grid ऊपर नीचे हो सकती है.
Properly
In that
shuffle the
scenario,
grid.
Perez might win, Ricardo might win. So
It
you
would
never
be
know.
great, great, great for the fans.
Yes.
Yeah. But one
So
other,
what else? Williams.
yeah, and sorry, but one other stat
Yeah.
that is to be discussed is like we have seven different winners, but six of them only won like once.
Okay. Sorry for that. There was a small hiccup. We are
Yeah,
rookie at this, so please excuse
yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
I
you're
will
talking
keep
about
saying this for next few videos, and then we would be like, now we are the experts.
yes.
No, no, no. We'll be this. But yeah, so Williams. What about Williams? What do you think about Sargent? Do you think like he still deserves the seat, or what is your opinion on Sargent?
I mean, he has given too many chances now, and Albon being a professional and being showing his experience, दिखा रहा है कि bro, he's better at this. So when you come like when it comes to the bottom teams, it's always comparison between the two drivers,
Yeah,
and Albon is proving everything that he can. Like if you look at Haas, we can see Nico and Magnussen fighting. Like कभी Magnussen ऊपर है, कभी Nico ऊपर है qualies में, even in the race you can see the difference कि काफी ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है. They're both fighting. But when it comes to Williams, it's always been like Albon is up there and Logan is not performing at all, and still 0 points. So bro, Ollie एक रेस में आके पॉइंट स्कोर करके गया है, so उसके हिसाब से अगर देखे तो क्या ही बोल सकते हैं.
yeah,
But another good thing कि he's not ended up in wall that much, क्योंकि
yeah,
usually rookies के लिए होता ही है कि they crash the car.
yeah.
If you look at the 2022 season or 2021 season, like Mick Schumacher was ended up on wall so many times. Then Latifi was the crazy one. If you look back, like बहुत ऐसा rookies के साथ हुआ ही हुआ है.
Yeah,
So
but he's not a rookie anymore, right? He was a rookie last year, and last year he was like
again,
the
still
top
a
of.
newbie, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's definitely getting matured, and he is keeping his things together. And
Yes.
Albon is not able to score many points as well this season. Last year, the
It's
gap
not
was
the
pretty
it's the
huge.
car. It's the
Yeah, it's
car.
also the
So
car, but definitely there are so many drivers waiting to get in F1. So I think Sargent will be replaced for sure. But
yeah.
again, like Sainz replacing Sargent just sounds pretty wide. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's yeah, then again Albon के लिए बहुत pressure हो जाएगा.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I hope that that's not gonna happen. I just hope so. कि ना ही हो तो better है. it's better for science as well and for Albon.
Yep. Let's see what happens.
And the last two teams, there's not much to talk about them, but we have Stake, who does nothing basically. They are
No,
good at doing nothing, to be honest, right now.
yeah, nobody is really talking about them. Like,
They have given up hopes, I feel like. सब छोड़ के वो they are like कि हाँ ऑडी आएगी तब देखेंगे. It's
हाँ
just a
हाँ
brand
हाँ.
right now, so
Yeah, they are just keep
कुछ बोल नहीं
going.
सकते हैं.
Yeah,
And then there is Renault, not sorry, Renault, Alpine. I mean, क्यों भाई क्यों क्या चल रहा है तुम लोगों का? It's just been at the bottom, like क्या हो रहा है? इतना स्लो कैसे हो सकते हो तुम लोग?
yeah. From the start of this year itself, they are like very slow. The car is very heavy, and पता
Yeah,
नहीं मतलब इतना investment आने के बाद भी they are not able to do anything. And I think it's going to be
right.
the same story next year as well. Like science, I like
Doesn't
Alpine.
seem the high hopes. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
any hopes, I feel. Yeah.
So they are planning to be the customer team in 26, and I think that would be a very good choice because engine का तो sorted होगा because Renault is not able
Hmm.
to make good engines.
Other than that, we don't have like good knowledge about what they are doing in inside of the team. Like Stake, I know for sure they have just given up hopes for futures. के कुछ नहीं करना उनको. They'll just letting it be for now, and
Yeah,
it's more of a promotional team. के
yeah,
हाँ, we're just gonna promote our website.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and
yeah,
even there's this question for the second seat. So, I don't
yeah,
think so. Science is going there. I don't think so. It's
yeah,
going to be the worst decision. Like, if he
yeah.
wants to end up in Audi, then he can. But let's not hope कि वो जाएगा वहाँ क्योंकि I don't
Um,
next year नहीं ही है कोई chance नहीं है कि they are coming up with the mid tier as well. They are just going to be at the bottom for sure.
yep. So I think Williams is a much better option for science than Stick for sure.
Then Stake, yes, yes, definitely.
Okay.
Other than that, Alpine के लिए भी एक seat open है, but
Yeah,
same thing. Alpine needs to show and Alpine needs to prove that they are somewhere in the mid tier, which they
yeah.
are not able to do as of now.
So
Gasly is very disappointed because he always wanted a top tier car.
yeah.
So,
Also, he has tasted Red Bull, so he knows what it is like.
yes, yeah, and I mean like given opportunity, he won't like disappoint. I feel कि बंदा उसको तुम कार दे दो खाली. Like if you give him a McLaren right now, he will prove everyone wrong.
Yep.
So
Let's see.
he has the talent, he has the experience now. So let's see. He just needs a good car and a good team.
Again, that
Alpine was
would
a bad
be
decision. Better than I would say, like at that time, better than Red Bull secondary team because Red Bull was not giving any hopes to him, just like Sonoda not getting any hopes from Red Bull right now. So I don't know why they do this. They
yeah.
should like give them an opportunity. So
Yeah, but F1 is brutal when it comes to these things, right? So it's
true.
very difficult
And
to get.
just when we were actually talking about Sonoda last week that he's been performing really nice, he ended up in wall
Yeah, yeah,
in the quali, and I was like, bro, this damage is gonna cost them a lot. And recovery, I don't know. मैं बहुत unsure था कि recover हो पाएगा नहीं क्योंकि like he literally jumped and hit the wall.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
scary. So,
It's scary. Yeah, it's always amazing, seeing how these guys like this mechanics they repair the car. Sometimes like they have crashes in practice session and the car is ready for the quali. It's like very
yeah.
हाँ मतलब यहाँ पे हम कार सर्विस में देते हैं इतना सा छोटा सा इश्यू रहता है 2 दिन तक कॉल करते
मैं
रहते
कह
हैं
रही पूरा
ब्रो
महीने बर्बाद
क्या
आना.
हुआ एंड यहाँ पे पूरी मतलब कार खत्म हो गई एंड दे आर बिल्डिंग अ न्यू कार इन लाइक अ डे सो इट्स लाइक
अरे भैया
वेरी
मैंने ऑयल चेंज के लिए गाड़ी दी थी पूरा इंजन क्यों खोल दिया.
exactly no it's like
So yeah,
That's what it is,
it's
like
fun.
the elite sport, that's why we are all fans of F1s. Like, it's in terms of engineering as well, it's really very high. Okay,
All
it
right,
brings us to the
cool.
predictions. I think you have already given your
Yes,
predictions.
that's
It's
what
like
I was about to say. I was like excited. Let's talk
uh,
about predictions. Let's get
yes.
there.
Sorry to break your
And this
excitement.
week, the last week, it was amazing for me. Like for the first time, this not for the first time, but like I think second or third time, I have a fantasy team going on, a
Yeah,
fantasy league going on, and for the first, second or third time, I came on the top. I was like so happy.
right.
Yes, finally. Usually I'm at the bottom क्योंकि मेरे
Yeah.
predictions बहुत खराब होते हैं या तो कोई ना कोई DNF हो रहा है तो ठीक है.
Hmm.
But yes, what do you think for the
नहीं,
top three for next race?
मेरा लास्ट ईयर बहुत अच्छा था फन फैंटेसी में. दिस ईयर आई स्टॉप बिकॉज स्टार्टिंग में इतने सारे हो गए थे कि नाउ आई
Yes,
आई
you
हैव
missed
लॉस्ट.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't update it a lot, but I'm sure next year we'll have this,
I'm that
fantasy.
person. He's like, please join my league, bro. Please join my league.
Yeah, we'll have our league, like this podcast will have the league.
Yeah, I'll yeah by the 2025 season, start of the 2025 season, I'll put up a link on our channel. So anyone who wants to join can join
Yeah.
and then hate us. कि साला तुम
Yeah.
लोग पंडित बन रहे हो F1 के और तुम ऐसी हरकतें कर रहे हो at the bottom. Like मेरे साथ तो यही होता है. Like I flex in front of my friends के हाँ मेरे को like I consume so much F1 and then like when it comes to predictions I'm at the bottom. So
Yeah,
that's yeah.
but I would rather, have it like that कि जो predict कर रहे हैं वो नहीं हो रहा. That means F1 is at its best. Because
Yes.
if it were predictable, then तो
Yeah,
fun
it's
ही किधर
perfect
है.
timing,
But
bro. Perfect
yeah,
timing for us to start a podcast, bro. क्या चल रहा है? It's crazy. It's just
crazy.
perfect competition going on. That's what we were looking for since 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah,
After
indeed.
after that Abu Dhabi race, everything just went
Yeah,
down. It was just Verstappen, nothing else. So
that's
better
amazing.
than that. Anyways,
Yeah,
Belgium Grand Prix.
yep.
What do you
Belgium
think
Grand
top three
Prix.
would be?
I think McLaren would again be on the top, but I would again say that Max Verstappen would win this because he is like
Okay. Okay.
been sitting and
Okay.
his frustration is like at its peak, and वो
Right.
बंदा कैसे भी करके he'll win
कुछ
this.
भी कर लेगा इस बार हाँ.
And the fact that if he does win this Belgian Grand Prix, it would be so much fun to see him win again. Like, that is like a rare
Yes.
thing that to say. Because last year ऐसा ही था कि him winning was the most boring thing, but now it will be like pretty interesting and celebratory, I guess.
Yes.
So let's see. Like, he'll win,
Cool.
and I think
What about the second and third?
second and third, I think it would be McLaren again. Like, to second and third, because Ferrari would not be
So
able to
Lando,
bounce back.
you'd say Lando and Oscar after
Yeah,
that?
I would say Oscar and Lando again, just to keep
Cool.
things interesting.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, let's see.
Good prediction.
Cool. Thank you so much,
According to
guys.
me,
Yeah,
before
please
that,
go.
according to me, I feel next race Verstappen would be in the walls.
Right. That
Verstappen won't even finish the next race. Other than
damn.
that, I feel McLaren and Ferrari. Mercedes won't be there because I feel because of the uphill and downhill, Ferrari is better at that. So
Let's see. That would be interesting, really interesting to see. Like, the one you are predicting, it would be a wild race. Paris winning, Verstappen in the wall, Ricardo being
yeah,
there.
the wild one might be possible. I don't know, but yeah, Perez could perform good. Like if Verstappen is in the wall,
Yeah.
definitely he's taking someone with him. I'm not sure who. Maybe Hamilton this time again, and the rivalry continues
2021 is
forever.
back. Yeah, that would be
Yes,
amazing. Let's see.
crazy bro. There was a bit of a heated argument at the end of the race. By the way, Like, but
Yeah,
it was not too much. Uh, yeah, but ठीक है, Verstappen being Verstappen, he started blaming off the team. So कुछ कर नहीं
yep,
सकते. Very competitive, and which is needed, like in F1, right?
yep,
If you
yep.
cannot be competitive, why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here? Classic DTS. Will Buxton quotes.
Yes. Cool. So
Cool.
yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. We covered up
Yeah,
everything.
yes, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, guys, if you have stick around till now. And thank you for the support on the last video. We did not really promote it, but we got some good views and we gained some subscribers. So whoever has subscribed, thank you so much for that.
Yes.
And
Much
see you in
respect.
the see you in the next one for
Yes,
sure.
see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye. See ya.